he's observing the legality, which I taught him that. But we have 2 projects coming out within months, and you're going to be very surprised because we're back.
Let's take another question.
Thank you. I'm Justin from Flint, Michigan as well. You just answered my question, so I'm like, okay, what am I going to ask? Other than I'm fangirling out right now, completely, I guess my backup, if you've seen Ben Affleck's or Christian Bale's portrayal of Batman, this is for both of you, what did you think? Do you care for those portrayals, or do you?
I don't really watch the new movies. I get too jealous. But actually, it's a whole different ballgame. It's violent and dark and explosive and wet streets all night long. So, but the way I feel, Christian Bale and the others are really good actors. They're big talents in their own way, but I especially appreciate Christian Bale because he said I was great. It was wonderful.
George Clooney also said you were great too.
No, he said you
met
were.
him in the bathroom.
No. That's nasty. Childish, nasty.
That's where the 2 of you met, was in the men's room.
No, that's just nasty, childish. Robin, you're 17 now. Please.
Well, in my opinion, okay, great actors that did those roles, wonderful, great movies, terrific, but really, there's only one Batman, and that's really Adam West.
Terrible story.
I'm a little short here. Hi, I'm Raven from Michigan, and so first of all, I just wanted to make a statement, Burt. My mom made it very clear that she thought you were hot when you were Robin when you were younger, so I figured I'd embarrass her a little with that.
Well, you tell your mom she has excellent taste.
Second would be, as like one of the classic Batman and Robin, you've very much impacted fans over the years. How do you think you've impacted the industry when it comes to Batman and Robin's comic books and movies alike?
You're the only one I ever saw who could ask us a question and take a selfie. That's brilliant.
Actually, I'm filming you, because I think you're quite handsome.
How do you feel Batman impacted its longevity? Your roles as Batman and Robin, how did it impact?
Well, listen, we're the luckiest actors in the world. How many people have had a chance to create a character, invent a character, if you will, that somehow stole your hearts, somehow, got into the consciousness of the world in the way that we did. And I'll tell you, we didn't have the chance to do big, important movies because I was typed as Batman, Burt was typed as Robin. But no one has had our longevity and all of the wonderful feelings from you people.
That's right.
That to me is worth more than the 20 million. It's been wonderful.
I just want to add one thing, and that is the comic book was had been around for many years, but I understand at the time that our show came out that the comic book was actually not doing as well as it had in the past. But I can tell you one thing, after our series, the comic book and all the movies that have followed, so I think what we did really was a tremendous help in just blossoming the whole Batman concept.
Thanks, Burt.
Thank you so much for coming.
All right, sir, come on up.
Well, I'm Kenneth from Michigan, and I'm just wondering, were there any great improvisations on set that made it through?
Did you guys get to improvise a little, go off script a little?
Well, of course. Michigan, huh? What do you do?
Well, I'm a college student.
College student.
Yeah. That's great. You just keep reading and stay in college as long as you can so you don't have to make a living. We improvised many times because when you get to know the character and the audience response, then they trust you. But it takes a while to gain the trust. It took me 3 hours.
Would you like to hear one of the improvisations?
Oh, no, we can't.
Okay.
No, we don't.
Burt, let me just say, Burt, please remember there are children in the room. So depending on what story you're going to tell,
You
there's
should see what he
That's
watches.
all right. This is fine.
Are you sure?
We were doing a scene in the last season with Batgirl. And we had brought Batgirl back to the Batcave and had shown her the Batcave. And of course, we didn't want her to know the location of the Batcave, so she had to have some a kind of a knockout gas that we had given her both before she came and then as we were leaving. And so we were all in the Batmobile, and we were just getting ready to leave, and we had given her this knockout gas, and so she was asleep. And just before Batman started the Batmobile, I looked over and said to him, I said, gosh, Batman, you know, Batgirl is really pretty. And he had a line, you know, something to the effect that I'm glad that you noticed, and, you know, and all this kind of stuff. But Adam rarely ever made a mistake, and rarely. And he made 14 mistakes in a row, 14 times, and rolled the camera. You got 80 people on the crew. It's $30,000 an hour to film. Anyway, after about the 10th take, I knew something was coming because I could see the panic in the crew and the director and everybody, like they're getting to the point where they were going to have to use like the next take. Okay, so there it is. Like I think it was the 13th take. I take it back. It was the 13th take. And then roll camera, gosh, Batman, you know, Batgirl is really pretty. And he said something to the effect is, I'm glad you noticed, Robin. It shows the oncoming thrust of manhood.
all right, guys.
Yeah, and they used that, but the censors next week had called us in, and boy, were we in ever hot water.
Guys, so from here, Adam is going back to the table to sign. He's only got about 20 minutes. Burt is a little bit longer. It does break my heart to cut this short. But guys, make some noise for the classic.